What is up, beautiful people? It's Carmen here. Welcome back to this channel. The other day I ran a poll on my Instagram stories trying to see what you guys prefer between menstrual cups, reusable cloth pads, period panties, and organic tampons. And so I'm going to share with you the results of that poll, but I also want to share with you my journey of sustainable menstruation products, because it's been a full year since I really took this journey seriously, and I've tried out all 4 of these different sustainable menstruation products, and I wanted to share some of that experience with you and give you a little bit of feedback, because maybe from my experience you may be helped, maybe you'll find something useful or valuable, or maybe you'll just find it entertaining. So if you want to learn more about some of these sustainable menstruation products, then please stay tuned. Okay, so it's been about a full year since I fully embraced the sustainable menstruation journey, and it has not been easy, but I will say it has been an incredibly rewarding experience. When I first started out, I really wanted to take the menstrual cup seriously. I had purchased the menstrual cup, tried it out, failed, put it in the cupboard, just like completely forgot about it. And then around the beginning of lockdown, I was like, I really need to embrace this menstrual cup again. And I tried it out, it didn't work again, and then I found myself on a website called Put a Cup in It. In fact, I found them on Instagram. You can check them out on Instagram as well. And I ended up taking the quiz to find out if the menstrual cup I was using was actually the right one for me. I was convinced there was something wrong with the cup, and so I thought I'm gonna go on the Put a Cup in It quiz and find the exact cup for me. Needless to say, I did the quiz, I placed the order for the cup, but unfortunately, because of lockdown, the cup could not be shipped to me. And so I was literally sitting there with this moon cup and thinking, either I forget this whole thing or I commit to getting it right. And that's exactly what I did. I committed to the journey, and I was committed to figuring out how to use the cup correctly so that I could actually get it right. So I ended up doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos on how to insert, how to fold, how to remove the cup, etc. And I ended up winning. It ended up being the most rewarding experience. Now, the first poll that I ran was the menstrual cup versus period panties, and the results came back as 41% in favor of the menstrual cup and 59% in favor of the period panties. Now, I must say that further on in the quiz, you guys voted for 38% for the menstrual cup and 62% in favor of organic tampons. So I know that a lot of you still have a huge resistance against trying out menstrual cups, and I completely understand where that is coming from. But I have to say that my menstrual cup journey has been extremely rewarding. One of my favorite cups, which I cannot show you, but I have shown you before. I can't show it to you because it's otherwise indisposed. But menstrual cups basically look like this. They're usually made out of medical grade silicone. And essentially what they do is they sit in the vaginal canal and they collect your menstrual blood. So as opposed to things like tampons or pads, instead of absorbing the menstrual blood, the cup just sits there, absorbs the cup just sits there, catches the blood, and then you remove it, empty the cup, and reinsert it. And that's pretty much the way it goes. Now, it does sound quite simple, but it's really not that easy. It may take a few tries before you get it right. Some cups are firmer than others. This is a salt menstrual cup. A lot of you guys know that I absolutely love the Ava menstrual cup, which is a collapsible cup, and it's actually a really soft cup. I generally tend to use my moon cup, which is also a firm cup that I just said is otherwise indisposed. I usually use the moon cup in the beginning of my cycle because it is firmer, and I think that it catches a lot more blood than the Ava cup in the beginning of my cycle. And then towards the end, I usually switch out to the Ava cup, a beautiful, soft, comfortable cup. And it's collapsible, and I literally can't say enough good things about this cup. So the way menstrual cups work is that you basically have to fold them to get them in. There's different types of folds. The punch down fold is quite popular. The C fold or the U fold is also another popular fold. But essentially you fold it and then you insert it into the vaginal canal, and then it pops open when it's inside, and it sits there and catches all your menstrual blood. Then when you are ready to take it out, you basically have to pull down on the stem, insert your fingers on either side of the cup, and then you have to pull down in this wiggly action to get the cup out. Empty the contents, and then you reinsert as needed. Now, I don't think that I can say enough how enjoyable the menstrual cup experience is. Some things that people don't realize about using a menstrual cup is that it really reduces your contact with like soaked menstrual blood. Like, for example, if you are wearing a pad, for example, every time you go to the loo, for example, you take down your underwear and then you've got blood sitting on a pad, and sometimes old blood or blood that's been hanging around there for a while can sometimes be like, you can smell it, right? So you know that there's a smell. One of the things that is so enjoyable about using a menstrual cup is that the smell of you don't get that like feeling of like you constantly have this menstrual blood smell, if you know what I mean. So aside from the convenience of inserting the cup and really being able to leave it in for up to 12 hours in some cases, not having to deal with that menstrual blood smell, if that's something that you don't mind, then that's fine, but it really makes a big difference when you use a cup and you realize that you don't actually have that smell anymore. And then the other thing about it is that it's super comfortable. You don't feel it when it's inside, and you almost forget that you're on your period because of how infrequently you need to change the cup, and just because of the fact that when it's in, you don't actually know that it's there. So I really enjoyed the menstrual cup experience. I think that if you're open to it, it's something that everybody should try, because I tell you, once you've tried a menstrual cup, going back is like virtually impossible. Check out Put a Cup in It, do the quiz, and see if you can find a cup that is best suited to you. Give it a try and let me know if you do. And let me know in the comment section which is your favorite menstrual cup. So you guys were definitely more in favor of organic tampons. Now, some of the problems that exist with conventional tampons is that they contain some harmful things like chlorine and other endocrine disrupting chemicals. And the idea that you have a tampon that is sitting inside the vaginal canal that is not only absorbing your menstrual blood, but that also may be imparting the chemicals that are contained in the tampon. That stuff may be absorbed into your bloodstream, and it's going like to the bloodstream right in the pelvic area. To me, that is quite concerning. And so I think that switching to organic, chlorine-free, chemical-free tampons is definitely something that all of us should consider switching to. I did try out these tampons. They're called Her. They're 100% cotton tampons. Like I said, it is very difficult to use a tampon after you have used a menstrual cup. Very difficult. If you know what it's like to pull out like a almost completely dry tampon, that feeling is just, it's terrible. I hate that feeling. And I don't know, I just feel like because tampons are absorbent, they can tend to dry out the vaginal canal. They may affect the pH in the vagina as well, and they may also negatively impact the microbiome in the vaginal canal as well. And so for me, it's really, really hard to use a tampon after using a menstrual cup. But what I will say is that using organic tampons, pure cotton tampons, and tampons that are, for example, these tampons are free of synthetic materials. There's no rayon in them, there's no allergens in them, there's no perfume in them as well, and there's no chlorine. They're 100% pure cotton tampons. This is a fantastic option if you are not really keen to give the menstrual cup a try, but if you're still looking for an insertable, then try an organic tampon. I will also say that I did give the Ava Intimate, the Ava Secrets cannabis tampons a try as well. These are fantastic because they are actually infused with CBD. Now, CBD stands for cannabidiol. It is an extract of the hemp plant, and essentially what it does is it helps to reduce pain. If you have very painful periods, especially in the beginning of your period, then these tampons are phenomenal. I would definitely encourage you to check these out. They come in this cute little tin, and I'll be honest, I only tried them out once because my period really hasn't been painful recently, and also because I use the menstrual cup, it's really hard for me to use the tampons. I did try them out. I will say that they do work quite effectively for period pain as well, and they do come in a super absorbency. That's usually because the most painful part of your period is usually the beginning, where your flow is a lot heavier. And so these tampons were really great. Aside from them being infused with CBD, they're also chlorine free, and they essentially are also free of solvents, heavy metals, pesticides, additives, preservatives, all of that. And they do not contain any THC, so they're not going to make you high, right? But they really are designed to reduce period pain. So if you're looking for a twofer, right? So a clean tampon, meaning a tampon that is really free of all the nasty stuff, but also infused with something that can help you with period pain, check out these tampons by Ava Secrets. And then I also tried period underwear. Now, I have to say, honestly, and I'm not going to show you any period underwear, according to you guys, you were definitely more into the period underwear than you were into the reusable cloth pads. In the poll between the period underwear and cloth pads, you guys voted 76% for the period underwear and 24% for the cloth pads. So I did give the period panties a try. I'm not going to show them to you, and I'm also not going to speak too much about them because unfortunately the brand that I tried didn't work out that well for me. I really wanted to try out Thinks, but unfortunately if you are South African and you've bought Thinks, let me know in the comment section below, because I honestly can't bring myself to buy them, just because the shipping and handling costs the same, and sometimes even more when they're on special, than the actual period underwear. That is just blowing my mind, and it's so crazy to me how I can't seem to get hold of Thinks underwear that is already in South Africa, that I don't have to ship into the country. It's to me, that seems a little bit wasteful as well. So I haven't tried Thinks. I really would love to try Thinks because I look at their underwear and it looks so beautiful, it looks luxurious, and importantly, it looks like you can't feel that they are period underwear. If anybody's tried Thinks and you know differently, let me know in the comment section below. But the period underwear I tried is a South African company that I purchased them from, and they were comfortable, but you could feel, it's almost like there was a pad inside the panty, which technically there is because it's period underwear, but it was comfortable. I mean, you know, that wasn't the issue really. My main issue with them, and why I'm not going to show them to you, is because the period underwear part was great. It was like absorbent, it did all the things that it needed to do, it was comfortable, it was cushiony, it felt like there was padding there, which was fine, you know, it was fine. But the underwear had this lining to kind of make it like semi-boy shorts. And unfortunately, the like ribbing, I think you can call it, like around the rim of the underwear, that was not waterproof. That was not like the absorbent material. It was just plain material. So unfortunately, when the menstrual blood like spreads out onto that part, it leaks. And so yeah, I still wear them sometimes, like just as a backup sometimes for my menstrual cup if I really feel like I need to use backup. Or like if I'm at home and I'm up and about, I use them. But if I wore them at night, which I did, I wore them once at night, they completely leaked everywhere because obviously when you're like sleeping, you're rolling around and stuff. It didn't work. I was disappointed because I did pay like a fair amount of money for them, and I could tell that they were quality wise, like they put a lot of effort into it, but they just didn't work for me. I'm still waiting to try things. I really want to try things. So you guys were not feeling the cloth pads. Like I said, 24% versus the period underwear at 76%. If you've ever tried period underwear, let me know which brand you use in the comment section below. And then you definitely chose the tampons over the cloth pads. It was a 60-40 split there. So the other thing that I tried was reusable cloth pads. Now, I will say that I bought the pack from Hannahpad and I was very excited to try them out. They come in like all different sizes. They are really pretty. The backing is really pretty, like print. I'm not going to open this pad, or I'm not going to show you the front of this pad because they do stain, but they look like this, and yeah, I was really excited about them. But I will say that they were not for me, because they're a lot of maintenance, and honestly my alarm just went off. So they just were not for me. There are a lot of maintenance, and to me, again, you know, using the menstrual cup, it's a little bit difficult to just wear the pads, like, and deal with like blood coming out onto a pad all the time. Like it just didn't make sense for me. The pads themselves were really nice to use. They're very soft, and I think that they're very comfortable. The other important thing if you're using cloth pads is to make sure that you wear tight underwear, because they don't have like the sticky backing to make them like stay stuck onto your underwear. They actually have these like these clips. So essentially you put them on your underwear and then clip them like that. Oh, you clip them like that, right? And they sit on the underwear like that, right? But if your underwear is loose, it's going to shift because it's not like stuck onto your underwear, right? The other thing about them, so that's a tip, is to wear really tight underwear. The other thing about them is that you have to obviously take care of them. Like I said, they do get stained because the inside is like a light material. But aside from that, they are quite high maintenance. You have to soak them overnight, or at least for like 8 hours, not more than 8 hours. And I was sometimes just a little bit negligent of that fact and left them for longer. And so unfortunately for most of my pads, I've damaged the waterproof backing. And so look, I like them as a backup. I still sometimes use them. Like I said, sometimes if I just want a backup for my cup, or if I'm like at the end of my cycle, I'm done using the cup, but I want to like still have some kind of protection, I'll still use these pads. But yeah, you have to actually like commit to them. It is a commitment. Yeah, and anyway, I did try these out as well. Now, I didn't include organic pads on the poll. However, I have been trying these out recently. These are Flow bamboo pads. And the great thing about these is that they are also 100% free of nasty chemicals. And if you look at the components in these pads, it says they're 100% organic bamboo and corn fiber. They have biodegradable PLA and plant cellulose, biodegradable wrapper, and 100% SAS. Now, I only have 2 of these left. In a box like this, You get 10 daytime pads and 5 nighttime pads. These were a dream to use. I really, really enjoyed them. I was not convinced that this plastic wrapper was actually biodegradable because it just, to me, didn't seem like it. So I double checked and it definitely is biodegradable. But these are great if you're looking for a pad brand that is really clean and free of chemicals and toxic stuff and is organic and, you know, biodegradable. Then these are a great option. I really enjoyed using them. I'm probably more likely going forward to pick up some biodegradable pads like these ones instead of using the reusable pads. So there you have it. That is my experience thus far. If you guys have tried any of these products, please let me know in the comment section below, and you can go ahead and check out these 2 videos up next. Just in case you are not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I hope that you enjoy this. Take care of yourself. Until next time, bye.